Okay. Let's see what's happening here. So we went live,
but we went live on my personal account.
so that didn't work. So
then I saw Lynn Noggle come across and say, "Are you going live today?" So
there we go. We're live.
Lynn Noggle, we are live. She messaged to say, "Are you going live?"
And here we were so organized. We said the date. It's August the 25th, and this is the first week of our new Christmas, not Christmas so long.
Yes.
For us, it's not Christmas, but it can be Christmas for you guys.
And if you're making it and you do it at Christmas, we'd love to see your weekly posts to show people what it's going to look like as a Christmas so long.
Say hi to us, guys, so we know whether you're there or not. I see that you're there, a couple people, but there we go. There's Lynn laughing. Okay. We're always good for
leave it to Lynn. Okay, Lynn's been hard working doing her back deck.
I see. Painting up a storm.
Oh, yes, she has.
Mm-hmm.
No need to buy fabric when you're painting outside, Lynn. Get back in the house.
She's probably more than ready to be inside sewing, I'm sure.
Debbie Hill saying hi. Hi, Debbie.
Debbie.
And Debbie Cormier. Mark Davidson was in here, and it was so crazy busy. I didn't even get a chance to
Oh, really? Oh.
Audrey Adams is on.
Okay.
Audrey Adams had her pillowcases
Sandra
picked up, so I want to say thank you to Rebecca McCullum for even putting that idea in
Oh,
our head.
nice. There was somebody to pick them up.
Somebody picked them up, because I was going to
Nice.
stick them here
And then,
have them picked up, so it works good. Hi,
Very
Pat.
nice.
Hi, Wendy Levo.
All kinds of people
Sandra
here.
Greywater. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Mom.
Lorraine. That's a new name.
Lorraine who?
Castle? Castle?
No, I've seen her
Cassie?
before.
Casey? Something.
Tammy's fairly new, but she's not new anymore.
No, she's been around a long time. She's been around.
You don't know her.
Anyway,
Hi,
we got to stop saying hi to everybody because we're going to miss somebody,
Yeah.
and we don't mean to do that on purpose.
So we're doing our Christmas so long. We have an idea. Twyla finished a quilt that she made, or she just finished one that we received when we were in Dallas. It's a new fabric line that isn't released yet.
It's coming shortly.
So we have that quilt finished. We're going to show you. But we thought tonight that we would show you how we load it in the frame, because we've had a lot of people really curious about the process. So at the end of this show, we're going to go right into loading a quilt. If you're bored and you want to log off, go ahead.
We're just going to talk about a few
Yeah.
things that, like, maybe you didn't understand, like why we say certain things about.
Make requirements,
Yeah.
because I need 5 inches on all
Right.
4 sides, and
Just a few things that it's
I
nice
don't like
to know.
doing piece backings because, all
Right.
those things.
Or if there's going to be one seam, which way it should run.
So that's
on your
at the
backing.
end of
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yes, I wish it was more rain, Jennifer, and I hope it lasts.
Yeah, we need like
We
a
certainly
week of
do.
rain, solid rain. I mean, I'm sure every little bit helps. It doesn't
Yeah.
hurt, but
We're not ungrateful.
No.
We're hoping for more.
Yeah.
So do you want to show them our blocks?
sure.
Do you want to tell them about that one first?
Okay.
So,
We've had a request to do a Lori Holt block of the month.
yes, Debbie.
I was going to be polite and
And
not
not name
mention a
Debbie Hill?
name or Debbie. See, I tried. I really did, but big mouth here. Anyway, before we agree to do this, I think we need to
Have a head count.
have a head count, because block of the months are a lot of work, and we don't want. Let's be honest. We don't want to get into this if it's not going to interest very many people. So we are looking at, like, maybe just start with something a little on the easier side, in case that would entice maybe a few people who have never tackled applique to try one that's a little easier. So we were looking at this one, so we want some feedback.
That's the one we're thinking about doing. But to cut the block of the months and send them out like once a month, like we have done the Starlight, there's a lot of prep work on our end.
Yeah.
So to make it feasible, we have to have a good amount of people interested. So if
So-
you're interested,
Let us know, and then we'll take it from there. Or if you are interested, but you want to do something different or whatever, like, I don't know. We would definitely
This
be-
would start after the Starlight block of the month.
Right, and it would be detail about doing the Lori Holt method, but Deb, we could also incorporate doing the fusible method
Mhm.
for those who maybe don't want to tackle the Lori Holt sewing interfacing method, right?
So we're gonna post a picture of this on our page.
Mm-hmm.
By commenting below, that's kind of committing to participating. So we don't really want to know, oh, that's cute, or oh, maybe. We just need to really know a head count
Yeah.
to know if it's worth
Because
our while to
number
do.
one, we'd have to bring in enough of the shapes. We'd have to bring in the fabric, that type of thing, right?
Yep.
So we just want we want to see what the interest is out there.
And we know it's not going to interest everybody because not everybody likes applique. Keep in mind, this block of the month is only one block, 1 month, 1 week a month. So we will have another active sew along going on along with it.
Yeah. Tammy, that's one of the reasons why I picked this one
It is
to
for
look at,
beginners.
is that it would be a good one for beginners to start with. And you could watch the videos before you committed to whether you wanted to try the sewing interfacing method like Lori Holt uses, or whether you wanted to do
My method.
the method with the fusible, which is probably a little easier.
Mhm.
But yet, if you like this other look, so maybe our first month would not necessarily be.
We can show samples of both options.
We could, and go into some detail about the prep work for both and how you go about doing both, so you could make that decision or whatever.
Hi, Carol.
A so long.
Lori Holt.
Peggy,
This
that
is-
is Lori
this
Holt.
is Lori Holt.
This is a Lori Holt
This
one.
would be a Lori Holt sew along.
Yeah, that's what this is.
So, yeah, and we have, we've got a really good one coming in January. So we will reveal that. It's a secret until January.
Is that a block of the month?
No, it's just
A sew along, yes, that's what I thought.
We have a
Yeah.
good sew along that's going to start in January. Nancy is going to make the shop sample, but we are not showing it until January. So January, there will be a really fun sew along going along with this one.
Mhm.
So if you didn't want to do this one, then, you know.
Yeah.
Hi, Janet.
Yeah, the good thing about a block of the month is that it is only 1 month,
1 week a month.
1 week a month. So there's always other sew alongs going on for the people who opt not to go with the block of the month or whatever, right? So.
Just put that in there so you guys can think about giving us your feedback.
Marie, instead of us going over it again, we're going to do a post. So just check the page.
So the other block of the month isn't done for another 3 months, 3 or 4 months. This would start after that.
Yeah,
one.
it would. It
Yeah.
would sort of
This is the block
what
of
we
the month.
go
once-
into once the current block, because we're only going to run 1 block of the month at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sew-alongs are different from the block of the months.
Okay. So. Okay. So
these are the blocks.
we had said we were going to do the 2 tree blocks this week. So there's the short tree and the taller tree. So
This is the tall tree. Isn't that cute?
it is.
So we cut up fabric bundles that we are using. We have 3 of them left if anybody wants our colorway.
Because we aren't doing Christmas fabric.
No. But if you want to choose Christmas from your stash or buy
Mhm.
any Christmas fat quarter bundle,
Mm-hmm.
then you can follow along and do it Christmas theme easily.
Yeah, you could.
Here is the short stubby.
There's nothing wrong with short and stubby. Let's get that straight.
That's because you're not short.
I am short.
Anyway, so that's our short and stubby one. And we are going to make 1 of each tonight.
We are. But before we get into it, I just want to say that I'm a little concerned about some of the directions in the book. So, you need 3 of the big ones. 2 of them are going to be with show the big
Big
one
one?
right there. 2 of them have this narrower piece at the top, the plain piece, and 1 has this wider piece at the top. And then the other 2 short stubby ones are just short and stubby. There's nothing different about them, I don't think. But when I looked at the measurements, so we're working on page 6 and 7, and I can't give you the measurements probably, but when I look at the measurements, it says, number 1, that all 3 of the big ones finish at the same size, but yet they tell you to cut this one bigger. So I think that's a mistake. But number two, the finished size that my blocks ended up at aren't matching with what they say the two long ones, the two like this should be. I'm not panicked about it because there's lots to cut there, or cut a little bit of the stem off, because it's actually, so I went over my measurements, I went over my seam allowance, I'm not seeing that anything is off, so I don't know whether it's a misprint or whether at some point further down when we're getting ready to put it together, if they've allowed for you to trim, I don't know. But I'm not panicked about it. I just want you guys to be aware that if your finished block doesn't end up like the measurement says on the big one, don't worry about it. We're not gonna cut anything until we get to the point where we're joining it to the block next to it to see
what it should be.
what it should be. I'm not bouncing ahead and making those blocks just yet. We'll tackle it as we go.
So do you want to show them the one we're going to do next week? Which block?
So next week we are going to do, I'm gonna find it. Okay, so there's three. Two of them, it's these stars. Two of them have the candy cane in them if you're doing the Christmas one. There's one there and one up there.
Yep.
And then there's this one over here that doesn't have.
That one just has a square and a square.
Yeah, in the center. So we're going to do something different with ours. So we'll do the star around the star points, but our center's going to be different. So stay tuned and you'll see that next week. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, Debbie said her blocks were bigger than what they're saying too. So
okay.
It's nothing to worry about. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah. So I'm not panicked because they can be cut down easily. So I'm not one bit worried about it. Just don't get all in a tizzy because I think we can cope with it when we get to it. Yeah. No problem.
So we're going to turn the camera around, and Twyla's going to tell me what to do.
Well, you're going to show this because we've got everything laid out.
Okay.
So there they are. So we are basically doing the stems, or the stems. That's not the right word.
Are you drunk?
No, I don't drink. So those three are just being sewn together, the same as here. That's easy. And then all of these pieces, this is the short tree over here, the short stubby one. And this is the tall skinny one. And all of them are just you're just doing a corner.
So you're snowballing each side.
On each side. The only thing you have to pay attention is that you have your angle going the same way, right?
So it's easy.
So it's easy, and you're doing that on every one, and as you work your way up the tree on both sides, there's little pieces that you have to add because your bottom piece is wider than the next piece, so there's a little piece of background that you add to each side, and it gets wider as you go up. So Deb's gonna get busy sewing some corners.
I'm gonna bring this over. You guys might be bored seeing this because it's pretty basic, but we do have some beginners. We do have some beginner sewers.
So I don't know, like maybe just do one, I don't know, and see what, I don't know if we need to do both, but, because it's the same technique in both.
Yes. So you can either draw a line diagonally, you can fold it and crease it if you want, or you can just eye it, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to sew this on here. We'll just do one tree because they're both done exactly the same.
They are, and as you sew, I can take the scissors and trim them and press them. You had this on?
I did.
Yes, you did.
Don't burn yourself.
Oh, look. I come so close.
Oh my soul,
Yeah.
Twyla.
But I was lucky. I was right by a bucket of cold water, so I put my hand right in the bucket of cold water, and I think it stopped it from blistering. I am like the biggest klutz.
When did you do that? Sewing for us?
Last night? No. I did that. See, you shouldn't do housework or cook. Just saying. It's not good for your health.
So that's how easy that part is.
Okay, I'm going to iron. I'm going to press. Excuse me.
Linda and Leslie might not be watching. Poor Linda.
I absolutely love I used to use the Clock Clock Sew diagonal seam tape.
Is that what you did?
I used to, right? But then I got the, what's that, you know, the thing that's made by the Clearly Perfect Slotted.
Oh yeah.
I can never remember what that's called. But Like it doesn't stick with glue or anything or adhesive. It just, it's like that stuff that goes on windows, right? And it just sticks on the, yeah, to your sewing machine, but you can take it off at any time. And I love it. You don't have to draw lines. You don't have to do anything. It's great.
We got the slotted trim rulers back in stock.
I don't want to talk about slotted trim rulers.
Why?
Because I still haven't found mine.
Oh.
And of course, it's the friggin' 2.5,
Take a new one home today.
oh, I'm gonna have to. I didn't know if you had anywhere, but you got them in, so. It's like, I just kept expecting it to show up. So you've moved all those, so now you gotta figure out what one goes with what end pieces.
No, you
right?
moved it.
No.
I'm just picking them up.
Oh, okay, I moved it. Whatever you say. Yeah, and of course the one I lost is the 1/2 inch one, which is the most common I find that you use, more so than the inch one, right?
Yeah.
So this, have you got the last little one? So
Yeah.
this one must go there. This one must go there. Oh, did we lose the little piece that goes on either side of that, or am I in the wrong spot? Did we lose our end pieces for the? Oh yeah, that's one. I wonder if we dropped the other one. So here we go again. I'll cut that because I wonder if it's the same size as. No, it's not. Of course it isn't. It would be too easy, right?
So we are using for ours, even though the book calls for scrappy background, we're using the exact same background.
I love this background.
I do too.
I really like it.
I picked it, by the way.
Oh, yes, you picked it. Yes, you did. You did a good job. I think it was it a laundry basket maybe?
I don't know, but
I'm gonna look in a minute, because it's a nice background. Oh shoot, I don't have the rotary cutter. Give me that rotary cutter. I'm trying to cut your piece.
so I have got that made already.
So you sew the stem.
The stem. So I'm not sure if you guys will be bored with us loading the quilt, but we've had a lot of people ask for it, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you first the pretty quilt that we made.
Like seriously. Now there's another piece missing. What are you doing with them?
Do you see what I'm doing? I'm sewing. I'm not taking anything of yours.
You are so full of it. You did something.
Oh yeah, we're live, so I'm gonna take something and hide it.
Where's that last point?
Right here.
Oh, you're already there. Oh, this is what I gotta go replace, I guess. Interesting.
How did you thought I took a whole piece?
Well, there's 2 pieces missing and they were there. We only had one missing piece earlier, remember? Remember that?
So these sew up really quickly.
They do.
Probably will have the easiest block.
But they're so cute.
They are to.
Let me press this while you do some things. Because it's driving me crazy. So the other day, she FaceTimes me.
Oh, now what are you going to tell them?
Her and Stacy. And
don't
I was in my sewing room sewing. Well, I was in my sewing room pressing. And all of a sudden she starts laughing and she says, "Are you setting seams?" And she cracked up laughing. Like, as if it was like so bad that I was setting seams.
Come to find out Stacy sets seams too.
Well, some people do, Deb. Just saying. I really, really prefer steam.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I do.
I haven't ever used an iron with steam and I didn't eventually get rust.
I have conquered that. You know what it is?
Use diet dip.
Not distilled, spring water.
Spring water?
That's what they tell you not to use distilled unless the manufacturer tells you to. So spring water, and I never had any buildup. Okay, what is everybody saying? Nobody's saying anything. Okay, everybody's there, are they? No questions that we missed?
No, we almost have this one done.
We do. We do. probably stuck to your sweater or something. Anyway. Lesson learned is that I now bring all of my fabric in a bucket so that we can cut whatever I need, because it seems to be impossible to get here with every piece. So much for trying to be organized, right?
Ta-da!
There it is,
That's how
half pressed
quick it
and
is.
half not pressed. So the little one is done exactly the
same
same.
way.
It's just squattier and less pieces. So that's what all you gotta do this week. And like I said, if you're late joining, do not panic about the measurements. We will tackle that when we get there, because I do think that there's a little problem in the pattern measurements there.
Nancy's waiting for her book to arrive, maybe.
Oh, she doing this one?
I think so. I can't
Cool.
remember.
You doing Christmas fabric, Nancy?
Yeah, who's doing Christmas? Lynn, are you doing this? And if you are you
She's been too busy painting to do any sewing.
Who else is making this? Anybody?
Well, Debbie Hill, obviously,
Why do you say that?
because she said that she finished her tree
Oh, her
blocks and
tree,
mine
yeah.
were exactly like I said. They were bigger. There, shut that off.
There we go.
Okay, so.
So let's show them the quilt from Dallas.
Okay, so that quilt is by Heather Briggs from My So Quilty Life.
It's a really nice quilt.
She was a lot of fun.
She was a fun class.
Like, she was a fun class. She had a really good, like, sense of humor.
Yeah.
She was really fun. So this isn't a big quilt.
I'll let you hold it up in case I
It's very soft. So this line of hers coming is very similar to her other lines.
Jennifer's doing Christmas. Debbie Cormier's doing it.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So this is the quilt.
And it doesn't really look like it looks faded out.
It does, and in real life, it's absolutely adorable.
It's really cute.
It is. So the fun thing about this is we're going to do something different after she gets it quilted.
We're gonna do scalloped edges.
No, not scalloped, just the corners.
Oh, just the corners on it.
Yeah. So we're going to show after you quilt, because you never cut your corners. If you're going to do a rounded corner, you never cut them before you quilt, ever. So we're going to do that, and then we'll show that, and we will show the cut and bias binding, because if we're doing a rounded corner, we're going to use bias binding, so we'll show how to cut that. So
Another thing.
this is what we're going to learn tonight.
So the very first thing you need, if you're bringing your quilt to a quilter, is you need to know the measurements of your quilt.
Although the quilters should remeasure.
I will remember. Quilters should remember.
I meant the person quilting quilter, that quilter.
Me.
Yes, the long
I
armor
will measure
should.
it again because,
Yes.
for example, if Lynn Noggle sent me a quilt that said it was 60 by 70, chances are when I measure it, it's going to be 62 by 72. And I'm not just picking on Lynn, I'm just saying most people do not measure a quilt like I do because they lay the quilt out or they take the measurements that are exactly from the book and they just say my
So
quilt's
where's
60
your
by
long?
70.
We'll show you.
So, because it's going in a frame, it's being basted right along the top, then I put it in the bottom roller and it pulls it really tight. So if I was to program my long arm at the measurement that Lynn told me, I'm just picking Lynn because it's there. If Lynn says my quilt is 60 by 70 and I put it in my frame and based it at 60 by 70, then at the end of the quilt, I would have a gap that is unquilted because of the tension in the long arm.
So show how you measure. But anyway, she's always going to remeasure.
I'm always going to remeasure.
Yeah.
And some people get offended by that because they feel like the biggest thing people say is, oh, I didn't mean to jip you 2 inches, because we're pricing it by the inch. And so it makes people look like they were giving me a measurement that wasn't accurate. I totally understand people measure them different, and I don't take it that way at all.
And the other thing to keep in mind is sometimes that inch or two could be the difference between needing a 108 backing
Or something bigger.
or something bigger. The same with the batting. Needing a 96-inch batting or needing the next size up.
So I'm putting my fingers here, and I am actually pulling it as I go down. See how tight that is? I'm actually pulling it because that's what the frame is going to do. So
So this quilt's a little different because it's square. Well, it's supposed to be square.
So what did you think that measured?
So, okay, so this will be a good example. When I laid that on the floor and measured it for my borders, I cut my borders at 66 and a half. And what did you get? 70. So there you go.
So that
shows you right there. My last two borders were cut at 66 and a half.
So I have to put in that 70,
Yeah.
or else she's going to be quilting at the end. So we're done with the sew along. If anybody's bored with this and you don't want to watch it, then we totally get it. But this was just an information center for some people that were asking so many questions.
So this one will be a little different because the width and the length are the same on this. It's square. Typically, you have a quilt that is longer in one direction. Do you want me to come over there with this?
No, I think. Oh, I'm going to turn the volume on because then they can still hear us.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just a second. I'm going to fix this volume, you guys.
I wonder if we should bring it a little closer so that they can see.
Yeah. So I'm going to start hooking this in.
This may make a noise in you guys' ears. If it is, I'm sorry. I'm just going to try to move it in. And I know it's jiggling, but I just would like for you to see. Okay. There.
So, yes, I put pins in my mouth. I'm sorry. But I have found the middle of my quilt and the middle of my frame.
So typically, if your quilt is longer than it is wide, she would be loading the longest length of the quilt along these the leaders.
And the reason I do that is because it takes less rolls.
And it puts your salvage of your backing, which is the straightest cut of your backing, it gives you a straight edge, right?
Mm-hmm.
To, in case the backing was cut a little wonky, you don't want that wonky edge along there because that's already going to start making some twists or wrinkles or whatever. So if you put the long edge, you have your salvage of your wide back going along there.
So now I'm going to spread it like this.
And everybody loves
The quilt different.
Yeah.
This is what works for me.
You can watch
people do it.
do it on YouTube with the exact same machine as Deb, and they load it totally different.
Some people stand behind.
Yeah.
And some people go in front. Can you pass yours the backing?
Oh, that's right there. So even though this is only a 66 or 70-inch quilt, she's using wide back because otherwise you would have to piece if we used 45-inch, which is fine. You can piece. But if you're going to piece, try to put your seam so that it's going the length of your quilt, the longest length. Because when Deb loads the longest length along here, if you have your seam going this way, every time she rolls the quilt, that bulk of that seam is going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. So it's going to be flat along the bar until it gets to the seam. And by the last roll, you're going to have quite a bubble there. And it doesn't make your quilt roll evenly. If you put your seam going the long way, she's only going to have that one seam once, and it's going to be consistently down the bar, and then it's done with. So,
And I don't do piece the backing.
other than like a simple seam like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people want to take two quilts and make it into one, reversible, and explain why I won't do that, Lila. Because I gotta go back and get it backing.
So, they're very hard to center because once you have it loaded, if your quilt starts to pull, and let's face it, no quilter has a perfectly square quilt, or if you do, it's a fluke. It probably won't happen twice in a row. So as your quilt maybe pulls, or if it gets wider in the center, which sometimes happens, things get, right here, things get pulled a bit to one side or the other. Then if whatever you had pieced on the back, if you wanted that totally centered, it may run off in the middle to a different spot that it gets cut off, and then it looks really bad when you flip it over. Because you can't see under there. You can't. If you do something simple that it doesn't matter where it is, like one strip down the middle, that's sort of one thing, but she just doesn't like doing a piece backing. It's very hard to center it and do a good job with it and get everything centered, both sides and the width, like the length and the width. So that's why she doesn't like doing it. Because then it looks bad, like if going down the side, you have like a 2-inch, just say a 2-inch piece, but then as it gets in the middle, it runs right off of that 2-inch piece.
Will you hold that down there so I can roll it? I'm so used to doing this with stage things.
Wait, you're caught. Okay.
You got your bag down there.
I go, what?
That's crooked, yeah.
So we're just smoothing out any wrinkles here.
Okay.
So
So
now
I
she's
got my center marked here, and my center mark on my leader, so I know my backing is going to be in there straight. So we have same-day pickup for quilting. You want to tell them about that, Joanna? What?
So if you want to bring your quilt, as long as you call in advance and book a time with Deb so that you know for sure she's here or whatever, you can bring your quilt. She will load it and quilt it while you're either here shopping or you can go out for dinner and she'll call you when it's done. But you have to book that in advance. You can't just drop in and ask for the same day, like when you just drop in. So it's very...
But we do that service a lot because we kind of save one machine for mail-in quilts and one machine for drop-in, so that we can kind of...
But don't travel a long distance without calling, because you just don't know, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody might mail one that day.
Yeah. So there's 2 sides to batting.
Okay, let's go up.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's one side that has bubbles, little...
Can I have a little bit more?
Yeah, you can. You can take... That's about 2 inches, you're good. Yeah. So there's one side of the batting has little bubbles that you can feel, little lumps, and that goes on the backing, which is the bottom thing. So now you can see, because the backing is there, she can no longer, once she starts quilting, if that was pieced, she'd never know where the pieces are under there as she rolls it. So one of the things she always tells you if you're bringing your own backing is whatever the size of your quilt is, you add 10 inches both ways, not twice. So like if your quilt, this quilt was, we're going to say 70 by 70, the batting and the backing need to be at least 80 by 80. So add 10 inches to the width and 10 inches to the length. The reason for that is that you cannot quilt too close to this edge. So if you don't have some extra here, because there's going to be clamps on this holding it, it'll go off. It might catch in the edge when you come back. It will throw the timing out as she hits the clamps, but it can also catch in the edge of some of this stuff too if it goes too far and it'll rip your fabric and everything.
And another reason we don't do piece backings is because as much as people say or think that they don't piece with straight pins,
Mm-hmm.
and if this machine goes over a straight pin, it throws the timing out.
Which is a big deal.
Because I bought this machine from somebody in Ontario. So it either means them flying